All right, welcome back, kindergarten and first grade artists. I'm going to show you how we're going to draw our fox. If you want to draw a fox, which who doesn't? They're so fun. All right, so what I'm going to start with, I'm going to actually start with the bottom curve of my fox's head. Also, I want you to notice my paper is not vertical, it's not tall. I turned my paper to the side so that now my paper is horizontal. It's going the long way. I want you to do that with your paper too, if you're following along with the fox. So the big bottom curve of the fox head, it's going to go from one side to the other. Sometimes I like to practice on top of my paper. I'm not actually touching it, but I'm just practicing figuring out where that line is going to go. Is it going to go all the way up here? Nope. I kind of want to go down here. I need to make sure I have room at the bottom for his little body though, right? So I'm just going to go and make a nice big low curve, boop, just like that. And that is the bottom of his head. Now, right in the middle, what I want you to do is put your pencil in the middle and then move your pencil up a little bit. And we're going to make his nose. And his nose is an upside down triangle. Did you see that? So right in the middle, pick your pencil up. Right above it, you're going to make a nice upside down triangle. Then if you want to, we'll do a little curved line, and there's his little foxy mouth. Now, next, let's just go ahead and do his eyes. So his eyes are going to be like right about here, okay? Not all the way up here, not all the way down here. See where his nose is? Draw his eyes right about here. So I'm going to do one circle here and then follow it over. The other one should be right about here. Boom. Now, what we're going to do is we're actually going to draw the curve that goes from his nose and over his eyes. See my finger? I'm practicing first with my finger. Let me pull out my pencil. Yep, that's what it's going to do. I'm going to curve up and over. And do the same thing on the other side. Up and over. It doesn't go straight up though. Notice it goes up and then it curves to the side. Now, what we can do is the top of our fox head, right about here. I'm going to start from the end of this line, and I'm going to go all the way up and over. And if your lines don't touch, that's okay. Look at that. Boom. Now they do. Now you'll notice I didn't draw anything here because I want to draw some zigzag lines for the sides of his hair. So zigzag to there. He's got to have some big old fox ears here, right? So let's see. Let's start from a zigzag. We'll do a curve to the corner and then curve it back down to the head. So starting at the bottom of our zigzag here, curve it to the corner and then curve it to the head. And you can do an inside line just like that. Inside line. There. All right, so we've got a cute little fox head. Let's give him some shoulders or his little fox body. We can add a circle inside of his eyes. And that's going to be the shiny spot, right? We could do a little crescent moon on his nose for a shiny spot for his nose. Now, for this fox, I used crayon. So let me show you how I broke up the space to draw my value lines. So I'll do the ears first because those always seem to be nice and easy. So with this ear, I'm going to take this one big space inside his ear and I'm going to break it up with some little slight curved line going from one side to the other all the way. So now, instead of one big space, I've got 3 little spaces. Now we can use our crayons. Oh, you know what? Instead of using black, I'll show you what it looks like with color. So I want the inside of his ear to be light. So I'm going to draw my lines far apart. See, they're not close together. Boom. But if I want the outside of his ear to be dark, I'm going to draw the lines close together. Just like that. Turning my paper, taking control of my paper, turn, nice, close, straight lines. It's almost like we're creating a hair texture for our fox. And almost done. Boom. And there you go. Now it looks like he's got a dark outside to his ear and it's light on the inside because there's a bigger space in between the lines. We can do the same thing with this other ear. I'm going back to my pencil and I'm going to break up this space. Boom. Notice how it's mostly even. And then again, I can go ahead and do my light lines. They're far apart. And then for the outside, I can go nice and close together, just like I did for this ear. Let me show you how we can break up the space in the forehead. So, using my pencil, I'm going to make a curve that follows the top of his head. I'm going to start right here. I'm going to slowly curve and do another one right here, and another here, and another here. Notice I'm just staying inside this part of my fox head. Boom. And then after we break it up with our pencil, we can go back to our crayon. I made this part of my fox dark by drawing the straight lines close together, just like this. Close together. Not on top of each other, but close together. And then I would continue all the way. I'm going to have to turn my paper upside down because it's easier for me to get to from this side. The other thing you might notice is if your hand is rubbing back and forth on top of your paper, you might end up with some stuff on your arm and your hand, and you're going to smudge and smear your paper, even if you just use pencil. So it's important to notice, where is your hand on top of your artwork? I try my best to keep my hand above my artwork so it doesn't drag across the top of it. That's just a fun little helpful art tip. All right, I'm almost done with his forehead. Notice my lines are still close together, creating that dark value. Still going, almost. And you can kind of go a little quick, but if you go too fast with this, you're going to end up drawing outside your lines. And I don't know if you're going to like that so much. So you might have to practice your self-control to stay inside those lines you drew. All right, so let me show you how we can break up the rest of our fox. You'll see the sides of his face. These are usually the white spots. This curve right here is the curve I'm going to make again, but just inside. And I'm going to have to stop, jump over the eyeball, and bring it back down. And do the same thing here. See how it kind of follows the lines? And then this line, I'll just pretend ends right here. I'll do the same thing over here. So I'm going to draw a curve, curve, stop, jump, curve, and maybe one more. Boom. And then what I can do is I can do a light line inside this spot. So I'll do my lines far apart, just like I did for my ears. And then for the body, all you got to do is break up the body using some little curves too. All right, I'm going to leave you to it. Don't forget, you can use crayon or pencil or even a marker. Whatever art tools you have laying around, I say go for it. All right, have fun making your fox, and I'll show you how to do a bunny next.